The actions of any sovereign state have a major part in shaping global politics. They can define the level of a country's engagement with the world, economic liberalization and trade, as well as determining war or peace with other countries. As a result, foreign relations also play a role in shaping a country's economic performance. Hi, I'm Festus Maigenab. Welcome to this edition of Business PNG. Papua New Guinea's relationship with Fiji has gained momentum over the years, with works currently underway to further consolidate bilateral and, more importantly, business ties. In this edition, Hannah Aria sheds light on the bilateral and economic relationship between the two countries.
It's been a relationship that has spanned almost 40 years, but in a region where proximity is yet so remote, a friendship has blossomed so frequently that it redefines the meaning. The Pacific Ocean is well known for being home to jewels in the seas, unscathed pieces of land scattered far apart from each other. PNG and Fiji have remained the closest of friends, even though they lie approximately 4,000 kilometers apart.
Fiji and Papua New Guinea have enjoyed close relations. Many years, when our missionaries first came to East New Britain in 1879. Since then we have had very close relations between Fiji and Papua New Guinea. Some of your leaders were trained in Fiji as medical doctors, and also we have had people coming to work here, and so this is just a natural progression of what's been happening in the past. With these relations, I have no doubt at all that this will continue to strengthen and deepen in the years to come.
What is widely known to this day in the minds of Papua New Guineans is the friendship shared by Fiji's first Prime Minister, Ratu Sekamisese and PNG's first Prime Minister, Sir Michael Somare. It set a monumental benchmark, a yardstick that measures the level of diplomacy between the people of Fiji and the people of Papua New Guinea. The PNG-Fiji relationship has resulted in the expansion of collaborative efforts in technical advancements, trade and commerce, and in recent times, the heightened atmosphere of power visits by political heads of both countries. PNG is by far the largest growing economy in the Pacific and is now considered the economic powerhouse of the region. The PNG LNG project, with a lifespan of just over 40 years, is expected to rake in a massive 150 billion kina and has been regarded as the game changer for PNG. The country is now fitting into the shoes of a new role in becoming a major player on the world stage and making a grand entrance into the much-desired global club, a cluster of countries that the Oxford Business Group classifies as high-growth economies.
Meanwhile, nearly all of PNG's sectors have been witnessing a boom. Indeed, in some cases, like real estate, too much of the good things. However, the reason why we and investors have faith in PNG's long-term growth path is the success in attracting new investors into natural gas and LNG sectors. For many years, dependent primarily on mining and mineral resources, PNG managed to persuade energy majors that it is a safe place to invest. We know that high commodity prices and diminished pool of alternatives has indeed helped.
And this boom has come at a time where PNG elects its new and relatively vibrant administration led by Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. Taking into perspective the concept of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, the new PNG government is aiming to share the momentum with other Pacific Island nations. Fiji, a seasoned power economy in its own right, has indeed caught the eye of this new government, capturing one of PNG's latest and largest investments, the Pearl South Pacific Spa and Resort.
PNG and Fiji relations continue to be enhanced across the political and economic spectrum. An insight into PNG-Fiji trade investments when we come back. Investments in Papua New Guinea by Fijian companies has been moderate over the years. Fijian Holdings is one that's established interest. It is an indigenous commercial arm of the Fijian people. But it's none compared to PNG investments. Papua New Guinea's private sector interest in Fiji has grown in a span of just over 2 years.
Nadi is usually the entrance point for international visitors to Fiji, and just 90 minutes down to the southwest edges of the coastline of Viti Levu is one of Fiji's most prized possessions, the Coral Coast, home to some of the world's largest coral reefs and shows off Fiji's ability to grab hold of the hotel industry. And in that spectacular display of extravagant tourist holiday spots, you'll find one of PNG's most recent investments, the Pearl South Pacific Resort and Spa. The resort and its Champions Golf Course was bought off by MRDC in August 2012 for 32 million Fiji dollars. That's roughly about 37 million kina. MRDC and its shareholders, which include Petroleum Resources Kutubu, spent another 97 million kina on 200 acres of land to develop a new marina, with a state-of-the-art design including new apartments, luxury yacht berths, and a bar and grill.
The timing of this project has been a critical factor in our decision-making. Fiji is at the pinnacle of economic growth with tourism, bridging new boundaries and greater foreign investment in tourism and setting a trend that will push Fiji beyond its past limitations.
But that's not the only investment there. PNG aims to take advantage of the better infrastructure, with more PNG-grown companies absorbing the Fijian economic climate. Papua New Guinean businesses like Credit Corporation, New Guinea Insurance Company, Handy Finance, Westrum Finance, and the Lamana Group and Nesfund, who have just joined up with the construction of one of their hotels, the Grand Pacific Hotel, and BSP, which is fast making a resilient presence in Fiji.
In terms of just the recent investment on the Pearl Harbor Resort and by the MRDC, you are the first one to come to Fiji after the 1987 coup was Credit Corp. And of course, BSP is now becoming very close to be the #1 bank in Fiji. Not only Fiji, but also for the Pacific.
What is now known in the island's business circle as the PNG push, PNG has taken a bold step further to lift tariffs on almost 400 goods, opening the free trade markets and ensuring full trade liberalization throughout the Melanesian spearhead group of countries.
Do stay with us, a story on MSG trade agreements after the break. If you've just joined us, you're watching Business PNG. Conscious of the overriding need to foster, accelerate and encourage economic and social development, the member states of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, or MSG, have a trade agreement. This document governs the terms and references for a vibrant trade relationship between member states. Now, looking at some of the trade statistics, Papua New Guinea's imports from Fiji total over 9 million kina per year. Half of this is spent on tax-free goods.
I am always a firm believer of the integration of the Melanesian people through much more broader political dealings, economic integration, and social and cultural activities. Yes. So based on that principle, I want to see a future where Melanesia becomes a big bloc of Melanesian countries working together in the areas of, more importantly, economy, trade, and social interaction.
The Fiji Ministry of Industry and Trade confirms that Fiji's annual exports to PNG have reached a staggering 7.6 million Fiji dollars. This means that we spend about 9 million kina on trade goods straight from Fiji. Almost 5 million kina is spent on the goods that are now considered tax-free in the Melanesian Spearhead Group. That was one result of a key feature of the MSG, the trade agreement. This exercise was established to create a foundation to promote and accelerate economic development through trade relations, but with the vision of ensuring trade imports and exports were seen with the utmost care in advancing the spirit of Melanesian solidarity. In the MSG trade agreement, beverages, tobacco, and products extracted from minerals are on what is classified as the negative list, where countries are allowed a certain grace period to gain from the product before enlisting them as duty-free around the MSG. Surprisingly, Fiji removed its negative list in 2005, allowing free trade. PNG has now removed 400 products off of its negative list, giving other Pacific islands in the MSG access to its lucrative market of 7 million population.
I believe to a integration of the economies, the financial system. It's already being done.
But products that still do remain on PNG's negative list are sugar, salt, and mackerel. In other words, these products are still taxed in the MSG despite its initial engagement to lift tariffs and promote free trade in the MSG. The MSG, which consists of Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Fiji, and PNG, and just recently the inclusion of the FLNKS, or the Kanak Socialist National Liberation of New Caledonia. The FLNKS is an organization representing the interests of indigenous people of New Caledonia in matters to do with the MSG. However, PNG and Fiji continue to hold talks on trade and investment, with Fiji's top officials successfully reviving the PNG-Fiji Business Council, matching the efforts on homeland Fiji to re-establish the Fiji-PNG Business Council.
Do stay with us, there's more when we come back. The Fijian economy rides on the back of tourism. Tourism now represents some 25% of the country's total gross domestic product and is responsible for employing over 45,000 full-time equivalent jobs within the total Fijian workforce. There's so much Papua New Guinea can learn from in the tourism industry.
PNG and Fiji have spent the last 38 years standing side by side, each having to deal with its own internal political problems and disorder, Fiji more so than PNG. And despite this, Fiji has maintained a steady economic trend, even though she has a very small resource base. This alone is a reflection of the mechanisms the country uses in revitalizing and sustaining its greatest export, the tourism industry. It has been the driving force behind Fiji's moderately strong Pacific island economy. Tourism in Fiji developed in the 1960s and has grown to become the single largest foreign exchange earner, adding weight to its gross domestic product. Right now, Fiji's GDP per capita is at 4,600 American dollars. PNG's GDP per capita is at 2,694 American dollars. But business analysts say that is only reflective of PNG's rapidly increasing population and its ability to keep up with it. But in that process, PNG still affirms Fiji's potential as a regional developmental partner. And under the umbrella of the MSG, business relations have sparked an all-time high.
Well, I don't know if they are doing it better than us. I mean, I think that we have a bigger tuna market than what they have. They've been doing things in Fiji a lot different than we have for a long period of time, and I think it's their expertise that we require, and the way they do things a little bit better. Obviously, there's 7 million people live in Papua New Guinea, and obviously there's 7 million, and there's only 800,000 live in Fiji. So there's a market here in Papua New Guinea for lots of things.
The tourism industry in PNG is still underdeveloped after more than 30 years of independence, but according to an online tourism directory, PNG is ranked in the top 20 best ecotourism destinations in the world. And with the recent change in government and a massive boom in the natural resources sector, PNG's spin-offs can curb its tourism industry into its next economic portal. The Oxford Business Group, which examines the trade and commerce industries in PNG and other countries, says PNG's economic turnaround is proving to be an attractive package for possible investors.
Perhaps the biggest low-hanging fruit that most of us agree is tourism, with PNG already in a strong position to benefit from an increase in ASEAN travel market.
PNG has revived the PNG-Fiji Business Council thanks to the quick efforts of Fijian High Commissioner to PNG, Romanu Tikotikodha.
Well, I think that what has really helped is that the new High Commissioner is a very proactive man. He has wanted to rejuvenate this to the state that Fiji itself, as you well know, is going to elections in 2014, and we see it as a big part of Papua New Guinea and Fiji relations by having a council here. The Fiji Papua New Guinea Business Council has also been rejuvenated in Suva, and their president is the CEO of BSP Bank, and so we've just got a really enthusiastic bunch of people at the moment with us, and it's going to grow. Yeah. And I think the most important thing is you don't have to be doing business in Fiji to belong to the council. You may want to do business later on in life or in the future.
But, that's the vice versa with Fiji and
yes, yeah. And so it's very good. At the moment we've got 20 members, and we've got another 5 or 6 to come.
The efforts resulted in PNG's Prime Minister Peter O'Neill paying a courtesy visit to Fiji in October 2012 to witness and launch PNG's next investment. Fiji's Prime Minister Frank Bainimarama is expected to reciprocate that in April 2013, accepting an offer from Mr. O'Neill.
We look to Papua New Guinea as our big brother, and that support is always forthcoming through the years. Yes. In 1987, during the Rambuka coups, and also 2000 and 2006, and the process that we're going through now in trying to find our way.
But when it comes to tourism, Minister Micah thinks otherwise.
Big brother only in the sense that we have a larger land area and maybe a larger sea area, larger population, and maybe a more stronger and robust and vibrant economy. But Fiji are actually big brother to us in many ways. As you can see, they are leaders in the tourism industry in the Pacific. When they have only 1/4 of the attractions that we have in this country, we have the highlands, we have the islands, we have the rivers, we have 800 different languages and hundreds of different cultures, different, kundu dances, different garamu dances. They don't have those, but somehow they are leaders in the tourism industry.
But we need to make people welcome here, and also we need to have hotels on these islands, like in Kavieng and places like that. We need to have these big hotels to welcome people here, because people now travel broadly right throughout the world. But when they go, they're like a little home comforts. It's only the people who go to ecotourism places who don't mind roughing it up a little bit, and that's good to have them here as well. But for more tourists to come who just like a nice middle of the road and a little bit above, they need hotel comforts, and we're getting there, but unfortunately all the big hotels are in Moresby, And there's not much tourism going on in Moresby, so we need to get them out into the islands area and up to the highlands and around that places where there's heaps of excitement.
And that has been our edition of Business PNG. We'd like to make this program as informative as we can. As a result, your comments and suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Please send them through to businesspng@mtv.com.pg. And to access our programs online, log on to our website. That's www.mtv.com.pg and go to our Business PNG page. Until next Tuesday, I'm Festus Maiginam. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.